Hey guys, it is 6:20 p.m. on Tuesday, June 10th, 2025. Anyway, thought I'd make this video finally because I released other two earlier today, so I'll post this one this evening. So getting all three of the videos I had planned to make out of the way. But this video is actually requested by Elliot, so here's your video finally, Elliot, and this is me talking about some cross-country stories from back when I was in high school, which, dang, I graduated like June 6th or the beginning of June of 2015, so 10 years ago. I was 18 years old and now I'm 28, and yeah, life keeps going, guys. But cross country, so yeah, about a decade ago would have been a decade ago. Yeah, sorry, further back. 14 years ago, I would have just graduated from middle school and would have started summer practice for the cross country team going into my freshman year. You know, it's kind of the format. We practice all summer long, and then we still have more practices in the fall when school is in session, but that's when we also have the meets. Meets were normally on Saturdays, but they'd be on the weekdays once in a while. You'd have like basic meets, but then you'd have the CIF ones. You'd have 3 of them. You'd have like the first one, another one like mid-season, and then CIF finals. I think there was 3 meetups at least. Or there was 2. I think there was 3, but there might have been 2. No, I think it was 3. There was one like a few weeks in, and then maybe like 7 weeks in, and then the last one like 11 weeks in. But that was, but anyway, yeah, there was probably like a dozen races per year or something. Just like once a week or so. And you know, they had the 3 squads. We all practiced together, but on race day, you'd have the freshman group, the JV group for everyone else, and then the varsity group. And the varsity was the top 7 runners on each team. 7 for the guys and 7 for the girls. Or, 7 men, 7 women. You get it. But yeah, first year, getting into that running shape. First year, actually, after a bit, my knees started to hurt like heck. And it wasn't just like from soreness. I ended up finding out my foot rolled. But then I went to like the running center. It's like a place that sells shoes and everything. And they hooked me up with a certain brand. And that ended up being the brand and model. Ended up being the ASICS 2000s. It was built in a way that it helped if your foot rolled a certain way. And started using those, and the knee pain went away, and I used that same motto each year. I mean, I got the new motto each year because, after a season of running, the shoes are worn down a lot. Because we average probably like 30-something miles a week. Yeah, but maybe a little more. During school, we'd run after school, which ended up being around like 3 p.m. to like 4:30ish, I think. Maybe 4:15, I don't know. School was from 7:30 to 2:30 high school. Then we'd get out and practice after. And on Saturdays and during the summer, when school was in session, we'd have practice at 7 a.m., which is fine with me. Being here in Southern California, you got to get out and run before the heat rolls in. Yeah, I got a medal finishing in the top 25 in one of my races freshman year. That was definitely a highlight. It was like 19th out of the top 25, so got a medal, so that was cool. Senior year, I don't know how, somehow was qualified for varsity, so I got like a letter patch, which is why I got a Letterman's jacket instead of a class ring. I think the jacket was cooler anyway, so I got the patch for that, for varsity cross country, so that was cool. And I got that after in spring 2014 getting whooping cough. I was never able to get the whooping cough vaccine because the doctor didn't recommend it because certain things in it could potentially re-trigger individuals with a history of seizures, which I had as an infant, but thankfully and grew out of. Let's thank the Lord for that. But yeah, I wasn't able to get that, so I caught whooping cough in my junior year in high school and got taken out of school, and yeah, that was like 2 months I was just out for the count. A good solid month where it was really bad, and like a couple weeks before and afterwards where it was in between getting healthy. Lost like 12 pounds during that. I did gain the weight back, but yeah. But no, yeah, running was fun over the years. Sometimes we do interval training, where you run short bursts at a faster speed, or like fartleks, same thing, then you jog, then you go fast, then you jog, and then you go fast, so on. Or maybe those are fartleks. Intervals, we do like a quick lap really fast, break for like 30 seconds, then run again, break for 30 seconds, go again. Other times we just did a regular run, like 4 or 5 miles. If it was an easy day, which we did maybe once a week, it'd be like 3 miles. If it was a long day, closer to 6. One practice we kind of did follow the leader. You'd run in like a line. Once you got to the back, you'd speed up and run to the front. And then the next, and you'd lead, and the same thing. And one of our because we were running at the sports park, which was across from the high school, one of the person in the front veered off and went up the playground. So they went up the steps, up like over the bridge, down the slide. So we all followed them doing that. That was fun. That quote got in the yearbook. Someone asked me about my favorite cross-country memory, and I probably said that when we were all running and we went down the slide at the park, and that's in the yearbook. My senior yearbook, actually. One time at a race, some people were all huddled around like a baby rattlesnake. Might have been dead or alive, I have no idea. I didn't stick around. People were crazy. It was just different people from other different random teams, but I saw it, I'm like, nope, I'm gonna go walk over somewhere else. Chocolate milk was good. We sometimes got chocolate milk after races. That was good. Our coach's name was Paul Hill. Sometimes he'd make his own version of Gatorade. He'd like take Gatorade mix, but he'd only make it at like half strength. He'd put in like half the powder, so it would be like watered down, but this way it went further, and it was actually better. It was more hydrating since it was more watered and less concentrated. It was also good after running. We had the pancake breakfast once a year at Coach's house. That was cool. We'd go have pancakes after morning practice. What else? We had this one super steep dirt hill right by my high school, because the high school is kind of like in between 2 hills. Like the road goes down, the high school's down there, then it goes back up. It's like in between 2 hills in like a mini valley. So there's like hills all around, but we had this one big dirt hill that we sometimes ran. It was part of our race too. Yeah, it was part of the race. Thankfully we ran up it. Running down that was dangerous. But they called it, they got the nickname hemorrhoid somehow, some way, but it was steep. Had a bee land on me once running down that hill. That was thrilling. What else? One time me and one other person were like volunteering at some event. Then we were the only 2 who stayed behind for some like practice run afterwards. So then coaches just like, do the short one, and the short one was like 2 miles. So we're like 2 miles. That's easy sick. We finished that quick. 2 miles would kill me right now. I haven't ran in years. I want to start back into it soon though. I need to build back up some cardio strength. Yeah, the bus rides to meets were fun. Sometimes we'd meet super early. Sometimes on the way back, we'd stop at places, get like food from restaurants or stores. One time on the way back, it was like in summer or September, I don't know. Must have just been when school started. On the way back from the meet, I went in like inside Walmart with another teammate and got 2 24-ounce cans of Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Back in the first 2 summers they released those. They released them in cans. That was cool. Sat with my friend Leo on some buses. He let me listen to his iPod a couple times. That was nice. One time someone brought along a bunch of those Starbucks Frappuccino drinks, and in the glass bottles, and he gave me one and I decided to drink it, but I still ran the race fine, I guess. Back in high school, when I was like 16 or 17 and could eat a bunch of crap and still go out and run like nothing happened. If I were to try to drink one of those and run out, I'd be in trouble. Man, you could have literally had like iron stomach back in high school days. Not anymore. Even worse since, I got intestinal issues to a point. Even worse off now. I still don't know what triggered that. A bout of food poisoning or just some stomach bug or something, but my gut has never been the same since that happened back in 2018. But no, cross country was fun over the years. I enjoyed it, made memories. The team always motivates you, get there and run with it. My coach always said on the hot days, it's 10 degrees cooler at the park. Or once there was a thunderstorm way off in the distance, it was like lightning coach. He's like, that's plenty far away. Good old memories. Bro would drench us. He'd hook up the hose at like a spigot at the park and blast you on hot days when it ran around. Water helped cool off. A few of the super hot days, we could decide to run before school instead of after, and I did that. We meet at like 5:30 in the morning, but I'd do it. He wanted you to come after school and just do the warm-up run, but I didn't. For the couple times that happened, he never said anything though, so I think he was mostly okay, because he's like, you were all there in the morning. I think one time ever he made us run a single mile for like just a speed check or something, I don't know. And it was an estimated mile, it wasn't around like the track. He just measured it off at like the big sports park where we are, and it was approximately. But I ran like a 5:35. It would probably take me like 10 minutes in my current shape I'm in right now. Yeah, I used to be able to run a sub 6 mile. I couldn't do that now. My best race time ever, our races were 3 miles, or just under 5K, which is 3.1, but they had us do 3-mile actual races. My best time there was 18:03. Never cracked that, but tried. But I had a good time over the years. We ran in the rain sometimes. Sometimes it was cold out. The heat. It was a good 3 years. One time we ran, it was raining. It didn't run rain during my particular race, but it rained during another race when we were at the same event. But overall, had fun over the years. Sometimes in the races you get like caught in the pack on the dirt tracks, and a whole bunch of dust would kick up at the beginning. That was always rough. Got to get out of that dust. But yeah, and dirt and sand or whatever. But a lot of fun over the years, good experiences. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to hear more, I'm not sure what more there is to add on. I can maybe do a part 2, but thanks Elliot for the suggestion. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you all have an amazing day. Take care. God bless, and I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks for supporting the channel. It means a lot.